now since the day we had it on yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But shit,
that might not be the problem. We'll see.
kind of.
Yeah. All right. Shalom, shalom. We the brothers of Great Millstone, a branch of Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, we want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, would like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, and all you brothers out there laboring in His work, continually pushing out this gospel and all true faith and sincerity. Peace and mercy, Yahweh Shema shall rest upon you all, man. So we back again in the spirit, which this lesson right here is going to be centered around the famine, all right? Which we want to share with you some information. In fact, one of the brothers, shalom to the brother Nathan Yabasak, he sent me some information. I also saw other brothers, posting this information where Esau, the government, those prognosticators out there, if you will, they're pretty much forecasting a famine, which we don't need their sources, to validate our reasoning behind teaching the idea of a famine. The source is right here in the scriptures. The scriptures speak concerning the great famine, which when you consider a famine, man, that's the worst way to be put to death, all right? That's a torturous, that's a cruel way to die, all right? Because your body was built to eat, and we have touched on this several times, how you could be rebellious, you could be stubborn, you could be an atheist, man, I don't care, you could go on a strike, they actually have people go on hunger strikes in jail. Hey, at some point, man, your stomach is going to start, it's going to be signals sent to your brain, and you're going to say, man, the hell with that, I got to eat. Your flesh is going to desire to eat. And who put you in that predicament, man? It was Yahweh Shema Shah. That's why the scripture tell you how the Lord is the king of terrors, man. Or scripture also tell you to fear him who is able to cast your body into hell. All right? Now, you'll read that without understanding, you'll think that's talking about in the underworld. No, hell is actually being in his body, man. Because you're at the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah, period. You got to eat, and this applies to every living thing on the planet. Matter of fact, no, you got a precept?
Yeah, kind of back.
Go ahead and get that then. Let's get the book of Job as well.
Kind.
All right, go ahead.
Kind. This is Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife,
you got it.
and hast eaten of the tree of which I have commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. So yeah, now it was a curse to you. You gotta eat, man. This is the fuel for the body, man.
Whoa.
The Lord, he said, you put body and soul in hell because the Lord, he without no fuel, man. And that's how it is with this body, man. We gotta eat.
Your kind.
You know, the famine is throughout all the scriptures, man.
Your kind. Yeah, the famine. That's one way that the Lord checkmated you. You know, that's why one of the main sacrifices you can make in this truth is fasting. You know, because you're what would you call it? You know, your body. You know, you're keeping your body from fulfilling its lust. All right. So not just humans, every creature on the planet Earth, the Lord designed them where they have to eat. You know. So go ahead.
We want to go to
jump up. Much of the meat you can get out of that.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Yeah. This is Job chapter 38 and 39.
Mm-hmm.
It said, "Without hunt the prey for the lion."
Right. So who feeds the lions? It's Yahweh Shemel Shah. The Lord actually set up the scenario for a lion. You know, when a lion is hungry, well, the Lord will send a deer, you know, or a warthog or elk, you know. He'll send them out there and he'll set the scenario for the lion to, you know, pounce on them, and it's all an effort to feed them. Read that again.
It said, "Without hunt the prey for the lion, or feel the appetite of the young lion."
Right. So the Lord is the one that feels the appetite of the young lion. Go ahead.
It says, "When they couch in their dens and abide in their covert, and to lie in wait." Who provided the raven for his food?
Right. Who provided the raven for his food, man? It's Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's why Yahweh Shah made the statement, the birds toil not, yet the Lord feed them. It's the Lord that feeds them, man. See? Go ahead.
It said, "Who provided the raven for his food when his young ones cry to the Most High?"
Whoa, they crying to the Most High, man. Hey, that's how like frogs. You know, frogs, they cry. When you hear frogs, they be crying out to the Most High. When you hear crickets and you hear these animals, they be crying out to the Most High, man, for food. See, go ahead.
It said, "When his young ones cry unto the Most High, they wonder for the lack of meat."
Yeah, they wonder for the lack of meat. See that? You got more?
No, that was it.
That was it? You got something?
Yeah, this is the book of Hebrews 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
Right, and each and every one of us have fallen into the hands of Yahweh Shemel Shah. We all at the mercy of the Heavenly Father through His Son, you know? So with that, let's go to Revelation, the 18th chapter, and let me see, start off in the 4th verse.
This is Revelations chapter 18 and 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
Come out of who, man? America. And how do you come out of America? Does this mean you book a damn flight to Egypt? Which you had them guys, GOCC, you know, they was teaching that flight doctrine, you know, to somehow feel as if you're going to flee the wrath of Yahweh Shemel Shah, as if you're going to elude Yahweh Shemel Shah. No. All right, how do you come out of America? Mentally. Let's get that real quick. Romans. And if you got another one, you can get it. This is a spiritual thing we're dealing with. All right? So how do you flee this place? You're not to become acclimated. And give me 1 John, I think that's 1 John 2 and 15. You know, you are not to align yourself. You are not to be attached with this world. Because everything in this world is temporal, man. All right? And there's plenty of scriptures that support that. Romans, the 8th chapter. Matter of fact, when you get that, let's get that first.
1 John?
Yeah, 1 John. 1 John 2 and 15. You got to understand, America is not a perpetual state. This is temporal, man. All right? What we fighting for is eternal. And that's the kingdom of heaven. You know?
So,
1 John.
You want that 1 John? All right.
2 and 15.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world."
And what's in the world? Burger King, Wendy's, fast food. Oh, if you go into the statistics, man, America is the most obese country on the planet Earth. Why? Because they eat for every occasion. When they sad, they eat. They sad, there's a bunch of obese women, you know, with damn rollers in their head and a bucket of ice cream. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. They break up, you know. If it's a funeral, what happens? You eat. When you go out, you know, which now that's not the case, but you know, when these people was able to go out and gad abroad, you know, you go out shopping. What's the climax, man? Going to get something to eat. What we gonna eat? You know, you go on a date. It's all about eating. You go to the movies. You got to eat. You know, somebody born, a graduation, so on and so forth. Is all centered around eating. And guess what? That's a snare that Yahweh Shema Shah laid, man. This place is geared to please the flesh. And one of the main ways to accomplish that feat of pleasing the flesh is through food. That's why America, I'm going to say it like this, man. America packages and sells you two main items. That's sex and food. Just take a look around you, man. They sell sex images, you know. Everything leads to sex and food. That's what everybody strives for. All right, the money you make, yeah, you get a house, you get a car in between time, but no, it's all about eating. Everything is designed to fulfill the flesh. This place, America, was geared to please the flesh. And again, one of the main ways to please the flesh is through eating. And guess who set that scenario up? Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Hey, the Lord's so cold to where that's why you consider these grocery stores, you're always going to see trucks coming in and out of there. Whether it's the milk truck and the dairy trucks, milk, butter, meat. Why? Because everything has an expiration date on it. You can't say, you know what, we're going to stock up enough meat for 15 years. No. The meat going to spoil on you. That's why you always see these trucks coming in and out of these grocery stores. Which, by the way, it was just the first sign of truck strikes. I forgot, I believe that was the brother Amawan Abad posted that. But you have trucks that's beginning to just fall back. You know, they ain't getting paid. And well, that's the spirit of the Lord. You know, but either way, let's say even if you're not speaking concerning food in the form of meat and eggs and beverages, you know, and such. Well, even fruit and vegetables, it rotens. See? That's your how about Shema Shah right there. That shows that the Lord is cold. There's no way you can finesse the Lord. See? So, go ahead.
Yeah, 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yep.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Yep, the lust of the flesh. What contributes to the lust of the flesh? Eating and drinking. All right? Go ahead.
It says the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Go ahead, continue.
It said, and the world passeth away.
Whoa, and the world passeth away. This is temporal right here. And again, what's a part of the world, this current world? Food, restaurants, which when you go into that word restaurant, it goes back to the word restore. All right, this is how you restore, not just your energy, it restores, you know, your sense of humor. You ever notice people eat, they get happy, man? It restores your mirth. It restores your joy. So guess what? When the Lord take away that, it's going to by default bring mourning and sorrow. All right, the mirth and the joy of America is slowly being replaced by sorrow and mourning. Hey, that's why you saw the video with this broad Cardi B. She had a meltdown. Oh, yeah. She was eating a bowl of damn Lucky Charms or something. She was like, I should be eating, you know, I should be eating sushi right now. You know? Well, guess what? That's going to intensify, man. All right? Go ahead, continue.
God, it says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
Right. So now let's go back to Revelation 8 chapter.
God, back in Revelation 18 and 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
So again, how do we come out of this place, America? That's what we got to ask ourselves. You know, the brothers and sisters out there, the believers, those amongst you who are partakers in this wise counsel, in this sitting, man. How do you come out of this place? Well, let's go into the scriptures. Go ahead.
God, it's Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the renewing of your mind. This is a mental game. This is the ultimate mental game over here, man. So you can't become dependent on America. All right, there's a scripture, I forget where it's at, where they said they shall no longer stay upon their oppressor.
Take that up real quick.
Yeah, try to find that. That's bad right there. You got something?
Yeah, kind.
Go ahead.
It's the book of St. John 6 and verse 63.
Mm-hmm.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
Woo! It's the spirit that quickeneth. Which, when you go into the word quickeneth, it translates to life, that gives life. This is life, everlasting pleasures evermore, okay, in the form of the kingdom, which starts in the spirit. You got to remember, for those amongst us that's going to be found worthy to escape the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai and be delivered in those chariots, we're not taking them with us. We're not even taking these bodies. See? So that shows you that it's the spirit. Everything is about the spirit over here. That's why you see guys get offended from these complex teachings of Yahweh Shema Shai to the unlearned when you see certain brothers who might come into this arena that look like another nation. That's because they're not spiritual, man. This is a spiritual thing. All right, go ahead.
It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
Yeah, so the words that the Lord speak unto you by way of his men, they are spirit and they are life. See? So the Lord is going to preserve us. Matter of fact, you got that?
Yeah, kind of.
Hold that and give me Job where it said in Famine, Job the 5th chapter.
Kind.
Let's get that real quick. Because it's this word that's going to preserve us. All right? The digesting, the understanding of this word is going to preserve us. And it's not going to just preserve us randomly. It's going to preserve us through this great famine. Hey, look, it's a great famine that's coming. And through the Spirit, we're going to share, we got a treat, man. We're going to share information, right? That's going to show you that cannibalism is coming. Now, you got a lot of people that say, hey, they can't see the great America being reduced to cannibalism. But guess what? We're going to show you, we're going to share information with you through the Spirit that cannibalism already happened here in America, man.
That's right.
Okay? And the Spirit of life, we're going to bring it out. But before we do, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Job 5. I'm going to start at verse 19. He said, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, and it's dealing with the destruction. When you the scriptures deal with numerology as well. The word 7 symbolizes completion. So when the complete destruction, descend upon the planet Earth, the Lord going to deliver us in that. All right? Go ahead.
It says, in famine.
Hey, if we're going to show you, man, through the Spirit, the famine is the worst plague. And it's how bad the Lord is. The Lord let the famine start to creep. We've been speaking about the famine for years now, man. But now all of a sudden, the famine, information of the famine. Hey, I was telling you, remember we was, before we even got started, you had your information about the famine. Then I said, hold up, do you got the information from this source?
Yeah.
And it was a whole different source.
Yeah.
Before we even got started, the Lord had, a news feed sent another article about the famine to me, man. So that's the Spirit of the Lord. All right? Now, when you read these plagues that's foretold before the planet Earth, the main plague is always mentioned is the famine. And that's what we read right here. Read it again.
It says, Job 5 and 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
And that's the chronological order, right? In famine, he's going to redeem you from death, and in war, which is the Third World War, he's going to deliver you from the sword, which is those ICBM missiles. All right, so you got more over here?
Yeah, I'm jumping down to verse 22.
Yep.
At destruction and famine.
Whoa, see? At destruction and what?
And famine.
And famine.
Thou shalt laugh.
Why? Because the famine is going to be a very horrific plague, man. That is going to be something, man. And brace yourself. The Lord is about to open up. The Lord is about to present himself to you, man. All right? How did the Lord do that? Through his judgment. And that's spoken of in Psalms, the 9th chapter. All right? So, let's go back to where you was at.
You want that first? This is Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more stay again upon him that smote him.
Right, meaning we're not going to trust in Esau. That's how you come out of this world.
Yep.
Read that again.
It said, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel,
the elect, go ahead,
and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob,
see, of the house of David, the house of Jacob, the tabernacle, which symbolizes protection. Go ahead.
Shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
So we're not going to stay upon him that smote us. We're not going to trust in Esau. Go ahead.
But shall stay upon the Lord.
See, but we're going to trust in Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead.
The Holy One of Israel in truth.
The Holy One of Israel in truth. Okay? So let's go back to Revelation. Oh, you got a precept?
Yeah, going to that escaping the world.
Okay, come.
Yeah, this is 2 Peter 2:20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge.
This is how you escape. That's beautiful. This is how you escape. This is how you transform. This is how you not conform to this world. Through this knowledge, you develop a certain outlook. You got to remember this doctrine, as well as other doctrines, are compared to wine. Philosophies is compared to wine, right? So you could drink water, you could drink orange juice or whatever. They don't affect your outlook on things. Wine affects your outlook.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So we digested this truth, and it affects the way we see things. We no longer trust in Esau. We no longer trust in this society, man. We don't stay upon the grocery store. No, although the Lord provides us certain things, you can go and get things to eat. But guess what? That's about to be taken away. Then what? All right, we always trust in Yahweh Shema Shah. Whether even if we are buying shit from Esau, we know it's Yahweh Shema Shah that's providing it. All right, go ahead.
It says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua Mashiach.
So through this knowledge, we are not conformed to this world. Through this knowledge, we see things differently than the average person out there. Anybody outside of this arena, man. All right, go ahead, up.
It says they are again entangled therein.
Right, so if you come into this truth and all of a sudden you go back into the world, what's going to happen?
They are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Right, so your latter end going to be worse. You're going to die of all these different plagues. And mainly you're going to be overtaken by the famine. All right, you got a precept? All right, so let's go back to Revelation.
Kind of back in Revelation 18:4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
So now we know what it means to come out of this place. All right? Go ahead.
It said that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
We're going to find out what's her plagues. Continue.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Right, and that's multifold. All right? Literally, her sins is in the heavens. Esau is up in the heavens, in damn space stations. He's shitting and pissing, defecating all out in the heavens, man.
Yep.
And also, her sins have ran her course. That's why when you read Malachi, the first chapter tells you how she's known as the border of wickedness. Yep. If you fill up a cup to the border.
That's it.
All right? Go ahead.
It says, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works.
Yep. And
the cup which she have filled to her double. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Oh, why is this word deliciously there? How much she glorified herself and lived deliciously. Because this place is centered around business and trade. That's pursuant to Ezekiel 17 chapter. Right? And what's one of the main driving forces behind the economy? Restaurants, man. Businesses, man. That's why you notice anybody who come up and they invest, it's always in a damn restaurant. I mean, somebody might invest in a damn car wash or some shit. Man, it's always a restaurant. Rick Ross. This nigga, damn lemon pepper, all right? Chicken wing wings. Jake always invests in a restaurant. Anybody invest in a restaurant. That's why, even you can invest in franchises, McDonald's, Wendy's. Yep. Why? Because it's all an effort to please and fulfill the lust of you damn Americans, man. All right? Read that again.
It said, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yeah, and live deliciously, man. Here in America, you feel as if you've been wronged if you don't eat 3 times a day. They look at their clock. Oh, shit, it's 12 o'clock and I haven't ate today. You ain't even hungry, man. You just go and get something to eat, right? See? Well, that's the Lord setting the snare for you. See that? Go ahead.
It said, for she saith in her heart, I see the queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yep. That's what these Americans believe. You know, not just the average Edomite, but even Jake. They can't forecast America. They can't see themselves not whipping up at Burger King or Taco Bell, man. They can't see that. They think this is perpetual. They're always going to be a fast food restaurant. You know? Not understanding the process. You got to have the people to bring, which a lot of that meat is slime anyway, pursuant to Genesis the 4th chapter. All right? But let's just say that aside. You got to also worry about the truckers. It could be a strike, which that's looming. And then they can't bring the products in, then people can't sell you the food, man. You know, so but the Americans, they don't think like that. They don't see the big picture. Go ahead.
Kind. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Yeah, you're going to look up one day, you just left Taco Bell, and within a 24-hour window, they closed. That's how the suddenness of the Lord come upon you, man. See? Go ahead.
Said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death.
Death, okay, death. Go ahead.
And mourning.
And mourning.
And famine.
Oh, and famine. See, so you see how famine is going to play a very important role. That's an intricate part in the plot of Yahweh. That's a war strategy. Oh, matter of fact, you want to get that?
Yeah,
let's get that real quick. That's spirit, man. All right, this is a move of a war tactician right here, man. Hey, when you go into, especially in the ancient world, that was one of the ways they executed their plans. You know, as it concerns going to war with another nation. Well, one of the more effective methods, if you will, a part of the execution, right, and the strategy, was to cut off the food supplies. Hey, that happened to us. You know, well, most recently, you could think of is in 7 AD. You know, the time of Masada, where those damn Edomites, those devils, they cut off all the supplies to the city. And what happened? We ended up committing cannibalism, man. And that was a very dark point in Israel history, man. Okay? Nevertheless, it happened. You know? And this is the way Yahweh Shema Shai, this is the judgments of the Lord right here. Okay? So, if you got it real quick, you found it?
I'm trying to find
stockade. It should be stockade. Blockade. You see it?
So like I can't.
Let me see it.
I can just real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 5. This is, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yep, the sword, famine. Oh, see the sword, what?
Famine,
death,
and destruction.
Death and destruction. Matter of fact, you know what? Oh, this offensive right here?
Yeah, it's on
it
the
should pop up.
It might be a different one.
What you put?
I just typed.
Oh, that's it. Go ahead, break it down and read that again.
Yeah, kind of. This 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Yeah. So the Lord, He's going to be one that's going to bring these famines. It's not going to be Esau. It's not going to be Ishmael. It's going to be Yahweh Shema Shai. Because like it tells you in Isaiah 45, and He says, I create light and I create darkness. I make peace and I make evil. It's going to be the Lord who's going to create these bad times upon this world, man. Especially upon America.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. So read that one more time, huh?
This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
All right, so that's actually a tactic. The Lord have waged war against America, and again, before you send in your troops, before you actually make that strike, you know, usually what happens, especially in the ancient world, you cut off the food supplies. All right, so this, you got somebody here?
Yeah, kind of. This blockade is really an offensive tactic of war.
Right, this is an offensive tactic when concerning war. This is not a defensive tactic. Yahweh Shema Shai is not on the defensive. You know?
Yep.
He's being an aggressor right here. All right, go ahead.
So the blockade is an effort to cut off supplies, war material, or communications from a particular area by force, either in part or totally, A blockade should not be confused with an embargo or sanctions. Let's see. Said while most blockades historically took place at sea.
Oh, at sea. In Esau, they get all their goods, from the sea, pretty much. That's why when you read the scripture, it say the waters made her great. Yep. This is an import. You got harbors and what they call them, ports, where these ships bring all these goods in. Go ahead.
It says blockades, while most blockades historically took place at sea, blockade is still used on land to prevent someone coming to a certain area. I'm going to jump down. It says, okay, Kai. All right. It says a blockade or a siege.
Sieged. America, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's an investment, an attempt to cut off food. So
Yahweh Shai has set up a perfect strategy, man. This is the move of a war tactician. Pursuant to what? Ezekiel the 15th chapter? Tells you how the Lord is a man of war, right? Oh, when you read, you remember when King David went up against the Philistines and Yahweh told him to compass them?
Yeah, God.
It was a war strategy. He said, go up by the mulberry trees. He said, creep up behind them. Just creep up behind them and take them down. Then he said, I'm going to send an aerial attack. The chariots came and assisted them, man. So the Lord, beautiful, man. All right? That's why, and this is a part of our heritage right here. That's why when you go into the history, what did the women chant? They said Saul have slain his thousands, but King David is tens of thousands. See? So everything is centered around war with Israel. I mean, for the most part, the Lord raised up men to take down our enemies all the time. Joshua, Hey, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is going to come like a valiant warrior for his people, man. Lord going to take down this devil. Right? So go ahead. Let's read this again.
It says, an attempt to cut off food supplies.
Go ahead.
An attempt to cut off food supplies, war material.
Food supplies. See? Go ahead.
War material or communications from a particular area by force. Usually taking place by sea.
Usually taking place by sea, all right? So this is going to contribute to the famine. The Lord is going to cut off the food supply. The Lord is going to go right to the source, the pressure points. All these different foods that are coming from Mexico, Canada, wherever it might come in, the Lord is going to hit it right there. And if it do spill over and leak into America, the Lord is going to affect the distributors, the truck drivers and so forth. All right, you got a precept? That was it? All right, so let's go back.
All right, Con, back in Revelations 18 and 8 again. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Right, it's going to suddenly fall upon you, man. Not going to be able to go, to whatever restaurant you go to. Because now, that's why the scriptures say they're going to, the victim is going to be cheap. They're going to find themselves to be in good case. You got your stimulus check, and check it out. They got it now where you can get the roadside, what they call it, curbside, and takeouts. You can go to Applebee's. You can still go to, you can't sit at Applebee's no more, but you can still order. You know what I mean? So what happened? The Spirit of the Lord, beautiful. You sit in the house watching Netflix and ordering food. All right, but guess what? That's the Lord laying a snare for you.
Yep.
All right? Go ahead. And after we get there, we're going to get that information you got.
God, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine.
Woo!
And she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
Yep, and see, the Lord is giving you a chronological order right here. Go ahead.
For she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord of power who judgeth her.
Right, so the Lord is taking responsibility for that. All right? Now, before you get that, I want you to look up this word real quick. Famine. It says extreme scarcity of food. Drought could result in famine throughout the region. All right? Now, one of the words right there says want. The state of being, let me read this. It says the state of being poor and in need of essentials, poverty. Yeah, and food is essential. That's essential. You need food, okay? Your body needs food. Even our Lord Yahushua, remember when Yahushua, hey, let's get that real quick before we get into that. All right, even our Lord Yahushua, all right, when the Lord came back and appeared to his disciples, what was the first thing that the Lord petitioned to his men? Well, let's get it, man. It's 24, like 37.
Luke, yeah.
Luke, yep.
Yeah,
It's going to show you how important food is, and no matter who you are, as long as you're in the flesh, you need food. And it's heavy. Remember, Yahushua, he fasted for 40 days, man. And 40 days, you know? Because he was on the, you can't do that today. All right? Just, the Apostle Tahar mentioned that, about how, you know, right now you got chemtrails. You at the verge of death. The reason why you're living now is through the mercy of the Lord. Now, in the ancient world, you could have probably fasted a week, maybe. But Yahushua took it there. He fasted 40 days and 40 nights. But even after he was through, the scriptures tell you how the angels ministered unto him. Meaning they failed. You know? All right, so go ahead.
This St. Luke 24, I'm starting at 36. And as they thus spake, Yahushua himself stood in the midst of them.
Right, and to set the stage, this was after our Lord was crucified. The disciples were gathered in a gathering at their spot. And while they was talking, Yahushua just popped up on them, man. That's heavy right there. Go ahead.
And said unto them, peace be unto you.
Uh-huh.
But they were terrified.
But they was terrified. Go ahead.
And affrighted.
Uh-huh.
And supposed that they had seen a spirit.
Oh, I did a video earlier dealing with apparitions. That proves I should have brought that out. They thought they saw a spirit, right? And then Yahushua said, "What do you mean?" No, they understood the concept of, and I'm gonna bring this out again. Prepare yourself, man. All right, the Lord is gonna plague this place of America with apparitions and spirits.
Yep.
You know. So read that again. That's spirit.
It said, but they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit.
Or apparition. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, why are ye troubled?
Uh-huh.
And why do thoughts arise in your hearts?
So he didn't say, hold up, why are you talking about ghosts? There's no such thing. What are you going to say? Continue.
Behold my hands and my feet.
Behold my hands and my feet.
That is, I myself handle me and see, for a spirit have not flesh and bone.
So he's telling you, apparitions don't have flesh and bone. You know? Go ahead.
It says, hey, you see me have.
Right, go ahead.
And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet.
Yeah, so he showed them, look, this is me, I'm back in this flesh. See where they nailed my hands? See? Go ahead.
And while they believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat?
Oh, read that again.
And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat?
So that was the first instinct that kicked in when he came back in his body. The flesh said, you got any meat here? See how bad that is, man? So I don't give a damn who. That's your house shot right there. So how much more you? When you went 72 hours, hey man, we have partaken for years in the Day of Atonement, where you fast for 24 hours. Hey man, and that's heavy right there. So imagine, you know, Jake going 48 hours without eating, man. They're going to lose it, man. Going to be busting on noodle, you know, licking the packs, you know, licking in the closet, you know, the pantry for shit, man. And that show you right there when the Lord got back, because see, that body hadn't ate. That show you how bad the body, he went back into that body, and that body hadn't ate for 3 days. So what he said, you got something to eat in here? See, go ahead.
I got a quick precept. Yeah, this is St. Luke 8, and I'm gonna start at let's see, 54. And he put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, "Maid, arise." And her spirit came again.
Yep. It set the stage. This is when the Lord raised up the little girl, right? Go ahead.
It said, and her spirit came again.
Right, and he called her spirit back into her body. He performed a miracle. He raised her from the dead. Continue.
And she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat.
And he commanded to give her meat. Why? Because she was hungry, man. See? So this flesh lusts after meat, after bread. It lusts to eat. So how is the Lord going to combat that? How is the Lord going to counter that? By restricting you from that luxury, man. And that's going to be a cruel act. And only the elect is going to be able to endure that. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick up, and then we'll go to that information. These precepts keep coming. Isaiah the 65th chapter.
Oh, yeah, kind.
Let's get that real quick. All right, because according to the prophecies, we're going to eat in that day. You know, Lord willing, we be numbered amongst that number. All right?
Kind. This is Isaiah chapter 65 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
It said, therefore thus saith the Lord of power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Right, so what's going to make us rejoice? And what's going to make you be ashamed? Food, man. See, the Lord promised us to eat. The Lord, He could have promised us anything. He said, look, you're going to eat. Why? Because that's the necessities of life. That's what the flesh needs. And it's going to be various ways how we really don't know how the Lord is going to do it. The Lord can make food materialize. But He also can give brothers spiritual power and make us create a feast. Did not that happen with Yahushua? When Yahushua fed the multitude? Well, that's going to happen in certain cases. Matter of fact, give me that real quick in St. John, the 14th chapter, and the 12th verse real quick.
The book of St. John, chapter 14.
Because the Lord Himself created miracles. He brought forth food out of the blue, out of thin air. So guess what? It's not far-fetched or out of the realms of reality that the Lord going to put the Spirit on certain men. You know, ain't nobody ate, and the Spirit fall on a brother, and he, you know, what you have now? I got one piece of fish. Oh, for real? Give me that. Yeah. And the brother make a feast. And we're going to show you that that's going to happen. Go ahead.
Yeah, St. John 14 and 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you.
Truly, truly, I say unto you. Go ahead.
He that believeth on me, the works that I have done.
The works that I have done. Go ahead.
It shall he do also.
He shall do also.
And greater works than these shall he do.
Right. So, what did the Lord? What's one of the works the Lord did? He fed the multitude. So the scripture said, those who believe on me, greater works than these than I have done, he shall do. Go ahead.
It says, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go to my Father. Right.
So it's not out of the realm of reality that you're going to have certain men in this truth. The Lord is going to reward you by giving you the same powers and greater that Yahushua had to feed the brothers around you and sisters around you. All right? It's about to get interesting, man. You know?
Yep.
We at the beginning, the Lord is going to show us something more and more. Yep. So from there, let's go ahead and go into this info.
This is from CBSNews.com. This is printed today, April 22nd, 2020.
Oh, that's today, right?
Yep.
That's fresh off the press. Go ahead.
It says, UN Food Agency Chief, world could see famines of biblical proportions within months.
Oh, that's bad. Let's examine that real quick. Read that one more time.
Yeah, this is the UN Food Agency.
Now, first and foremost, who is the UN? That's the powers. That's the powers that be. That's the B system. That's a part of the B system. NATO, the UN, United Nations. Well, they just sent out a warning. That's all this is. This is a warning, right? Go ahead.
World could see.
Right. UN Food Agency. They warn you what?
World could see.
The world could see. Go ahead.
Famines.
So how convenient. Hey, you look at these guys, the black conscience community. They push all that rhetoric, but nothing they say can be filtered through current events. Yeah. You look at these so-called Christians, even amongst a lot of these Israelite groups. They teach, you know, they go through all this above and beyond the Call of Duty approach. You know, they got these garments and armbands and, you know, turbans and staffs. You know, they look the part, but what they teaching, you can't filter it through current events. But here we are, we've been teaching you that a famine is coming, and lo and behold, that's the information that's out. So that's the Lord signing off on us, man. Yep. Proving that we have the true words of Yahweh Shemel. Right. So it says, read that again from the top.
The UN Food Agency Chief, world could see famines of biblical proportions.
Of what?
Of biblical proportions.
Why is that word there? Here we are with Bibles sprawled out all over the place. And all of a sudden, the information that's on the horizon is a famine, not just any famine, but a famine of biblical. Hey, come on, man. Hey, Yahweh Shemel Shai is great, you know? And the scriptures tell you that the counsel of the Lord will stand. And according to this counsel in the prophecies, there is a great famine that's foretold to sweep through this place, America, man. All right? And it don't take no more than 72 hours for you to lose 40 pounds, man. All right? Or more. So,
biblical proportion.
Yeah, do that. Do that. What you got?
I'm looking for something.
All right, go ahead.
Is
it Jeremiah 15 chapter?
15.
I think let's just see what it says. Such as for is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's one.
Oh, okay, good for something else. Okay, Kyle.
Yeah,
I'll look up for you. Let me see. Biblical.
Get you Jeremiah 15 for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind cannot be toward these people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth?
Right, so the scripture says, when it come to pass, if they shall say unto you, whither shall we go? Meaning you're going to have people that's going to come to us for answers. What should we do? And we're going to have a cold response. Go ahead.
It says, then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord.
Right, we're going to say, give me. That's what that means. Thus saith the Lord. And somebody give me. Go ahead.
such as are for death to death.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, such as are for death to death.
Right.
And such as are for sword to sword, and such as are for famine to famine.
There I go again. And such as for famine unto famine, man. See? Go ahead.
It says, and such as for captivity to the captivity.
Yeah, which is going to these concentration camps. You know? Go ahead. You got more over there? That's it? All right, come on. Let's get what you got.
Yeah, this is biblical proportions.
Right. So the article said these UN chiefs is forecasting a famine of biblical proportions. Let's look up the definition of biblical proportions.
It says of biblical proportions. It says of or pertaining to a natural disaster or other cataclysmic event. So immense.
So immense.
that it brings to mind biblical accounts.
Woo! That it brings to mind biblical accounts. What Yahushua said to rub everybody the wrong way. Remember when he said, look, today the scripture has been fulfilled before you. Then he said, in the time of Elijah, only one in the great famine, the only one was you want to get he said the only one that was fed was a widow, man. Hey, that's symbolic to the elect. Matter of fact, if you want to get that out, hey, this thing all about the famine, man. Because that's one thing, again, that's the one thing, your rebellion, you can be stubborn. Man, I don't listen to you. I tell you what, when your damn stomach start talking to you, you going to know who in control then, you know? Your partner look like a hot dog, all right? And your chubby partner, he like a burger. And that's going to happen, and Lord, we're going to go into that. That's going to be cannibalism. Hey, man, we're going to just give it to you raw, man. This is the bitterness of the scriptures. Okay? So did you get that?
Yeah, it's St. Luke 4:24.
Yep.
He said, verily I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country.
Right. Here we are, we teaching the word, and people rejecting us. Now, you do have the believers, and that's foretold that you're going to have believers that are going to cleave unto the house of Jacob. That's in Isaiah the 14th chapter.
Yep.
So we would be the house of David. You're going to have brothers and sisters out there that sincerely going to cleave unto us. All right, go ahead. But for the most part, you people out there, you despise us, man. And you did that with your Yahushua. You despise your Yahushua, our Lord. All right, go ahead.
But I tell you of a truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months.
Woo.
When great famine.
Oh, when what was the hey, come on, man. What was the first thing Yahushua cut them with? The great famine, man. Let's read that again.
God, it says, but I tell you of a truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the heavens were shut up 3 years and 6 months, when great famine was throughout all the land.
Yep.
But unto none of them was Elijah sent, save unto Sarepta, a city of Zidon, unto a woman that was a widow.
See, unto the elect. That's who only the Lord going to deal with. When this famine hit, when this great famine is sanctioned by Yahweh Shema Shai and lay hold on the planet. Look, and lay hold on America mainly. Man, the only ones that's going to eat in that day is the elect, the believers. Okay? And I'm going to be honest, man, we longing for that to happen, you know? That's why our doctrine is not of this world. You got more? Oh, what did it say?
Joy of the elect.
Oh, the joy of the elect. That's bad. Yeah, that's a title. But we long for that. That's why, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers can attest to this. You have, at one point in time or another, at camp or whatever, have somebody say, well, what you going to do in that day?
Okay.
Why are you so excited about the... Look, man, we know that that's going to be the day we're going to be delivered. Okay? Because deliverance can't happen unless you're in the face of destruction. And this famine is going to be real heavy, man. Yep. This famine is going to be... Matter of fact, give me Lamentation, the 4th chapter, real quick.
This Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
Yeah, you can be riddled with bullets, all right? That's better than being slain with the famine. All right, continue.
It says, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
Now let's examine that. It said, these pine away, stricken through for wants of the fruits of the field. That means when it comes to food, hey, the Lord, man, is so terrible. He gave you a memory. So much so to where you say, you know what, I got a taste for hot wings. Why? Because you can actually taste it in your mind. You can taste it, right? So just imagine when you can't eat. You're going to still remember what it felt like to eat a damn quesadilla. You're going to be thinking about that shit. That's why that's a torturous way to die. You sitting here, man. Or in a lot of cases, the power's still going to be on. And you're going to see commercials.
Yep.
All right? Your favorite commercial, favorite food, going to pop up and you can't eat. So that's what the scripture means when it said, these pine away for want, you know, of this food. Okay? And it's a psychological thing. All right? So now, let's go back to when you said, you had a precept?
Just going back on the famine.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 2nd Ezra 15, verse 57. Thy children shall die of hunger.
Woo! And that's, hey man, to see your little one, you know, ribs begin to show, and there's no might in your hands, that's the power you're facing. Yahweh, hey, the Lord said he's not going to pity you, man. And you can't tell me, oh, that's why this definition of biblical proportion means it reminds you of... Man, the Lord didn't pity Israel in a lot of cases, man. When he sent forth his judgment, man, the Lord turned his face, man. You know? 70 AD, when you was rounded up and brought over here as cargo, when your babies was cut out of your stomach, man, the Lord turned the other way, man. That's why the Lord said, I will not pity, I think there's Ezekiel the 9th chapter. Pity not the young, you know. Read that again.
It says, thy children shall die of hunger,
yeah,
and thou shalt fall through the sword.
Yep.
Thy city shall be broken down.
Oh, that's man, that's parallel to what you're saying right now. It's not these cities broken down. Go ahead.
It says, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
Yep.
They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger,
Yep.
and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water.
Right, and this is going to happen in America. There's going to be a cannibalism out here in America. Which, when you go into the history of America, if you didn't know, it's points where there was cannibalism. Matter of fact, you want to, let's get that real quick and we'll go back over there. Read it. And
yeah, this is from Wikipedia. This is the Donner Party.
Right, this is the Donner Party, and you know, in your own leisure time, you can Google this. Let's go to the title. How you spell it? Spell it out for them.
Donner Party.
All right, the Donner Party. Okay, you can research that yourself. Go ahead.
This is the Donner.
And again, this is a snapshot, if you will, in the history of America. All right, we're gonna share it with you. Go ahead.
It says the Donner Party was a group of American pioneers who migrated to California in a wagon train from the Midwest, delayed by a series of mishaps.
Yeah, so you had, you know, when you go back into the 1800s and stuff like that, you had this, you had this gold rush. That's it, where they was flocking over to the West, right? Well, you had a party called the Donner Party, which was pretty much a community of people from the Midwest going out to the West. Go ahead.
It said, delayed by a series of mishaps, they spent the winter of 1846 and 47 snowbound in the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
Right, so they got caught up. And really, I read another source that kind of go into more of a detail. It was a big source. But they had kind of got lost. And they found themselves in the mountains, you know, in a snowstorm. That was your how about Shemai Shai. Go ahead.
It says some of the migrants resorted to cannibalism.
Yeah, some of them resorted to cannibalism. All right? Which ultimately they all end up eating each other, man. They were stealing each other children, bashing them over the head with stones, and eating them. So for all of you out there who can't see a cannibalism coming to America, well, we reading it already happened, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Go ahead, up.
Some of the migrants resorted to cannibalism to survive, eating the bodies of those who had succumbed to starvation or sickness. It says,
is it more? That's pretty much the point.
Yeah, pretty much. They probably hit on
Yeah. We just wanted to hit that real quick because that show you that's a part of American history. That here on the soils of America, that was cannibalism, and it still is to this very day. Now you got crazy Edomites that just into cannibalism as a luxury, you know. But you're going to be forced for the lack of bread. You're going to be forced. You're going to start looking at people sideways, you know. All right, go ahead. If I put a little barbecue sauce on this nigga, man, it'll work, you know. On your finger. All right, go ahead.
You can go back to
let's go back.
All right, yeah, this back in CBSnews.com. UN Food Agency Chief, world could see famines of biblical proportions within months.
Within months? Okay. Go ahead.
It said David Beasley, director of the United Nations World Food Program, warned Tuesday that the world is on the brink of a hunger pandemic.
Right, and we didn't need him to validate us. We know this through the scriptures. But the Lord is so beautiful, he's co-signing us. He's signing off on everything we've been saying. See, now you got all these people that have been saying, you guys are great maelstrom, you're fear-mongers. I mean, what else? Come on, man. You know, what you want to hear? You're an Israelite, you know, get you some fringes on your t-shirt and coexist with the so-called white man, become content with letting him continue to rule up. No, man. We here to convey to you to either return to your power or be destroyed. That's always been the message. You go back to Noah, but you would have said the same thing about Noah. All right, go ahead, huh?
It said, warned Tuesday that the world is on the brink of a hunger pandemic as it grapples with the global coronavirus crisis.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said that without action, the world could face multiple famines of biblical proportions within...
biblical proportions. Yeah, go ahead.
He said the world could face multiple famines of biblical proportions within a short few months.
Within a short few months, man. Again, the Lord said it's going to happen in one day. So yesterday, you know, you got a 10-piece, you know. But then the next day, it's a damn sign in the window.
Yep.
All right? Go ahead.
It says we are already facing a perfect storm.
Perfection. Meaning the Lord has strategically put this thing together, man. Everything is beautifully laid out, man. The stage is set for our Lord to spring into action, man. All right? You got something? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 47. And I'm going to start at 8, point at verse 9. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures.
We're dealing with America, which when you read that chapter in its entirety, starting the first verse, it shows you that. And you people are giving unto pleasures, man. Hey, it's one thing where somebody else cooking your food for you. You know, you went from standing up in line. Then you jump in your car, you can go in the drive-thru, you ain't got to go. Now it's to the point where you can just lay at the house and have Grubhub to send it to your door. That's living in pleasures, man. Go ahead, huh?
It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly,
Yep.
that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, that's you Edomites, man. Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Mm-hmm.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Or these two things, these two extremes, in one day. See, go ahead.
The loss of children.
Yeah, the loss of children, rich.
And widowhood.
And widowhood.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
In their perfection, meaning the Lord, this is going to be perfect. The Lord is going to dot every I and cross every T. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a perfect portrait. Mm-hmm. All right? It's going to be a beautiful piece of work right here, man. By Yahweh Shema Shah. Judgment is an art. Oh, you know, like, you know, like you wake up, like the girl in Atlanta, it was a girl in Atlanta, she had, she escaped the car accident, right? Then she jumped out the car and she was looking at the car and shit, her and her friend, and a damn telephone pole fell out of the blue and snapped back and crushed her, man. So the Lord set it up beautifully. It was a fire, you know? That was beautiful. And see, other people look at that like, oh my gosh. But we looked at that like, that was beautiful. You know? That's why this is not for everybody, man. Okay? Judgment is an art and a beautiful piece of work.
That's it. That's it.
Because the Lord wake you up, you go about your daily, you know, you make this right, you make this right, you make this left, then bam, you dead, man. All right, go. That was it on that?
Yeah, kind.
All right, come on, so let's go. You had a precept?
Oh, no.
All right, go. Let's go back over here. With
this, back in the article, it says, we are already facing...
But I got to say, it's a balance to everything. You know, we must be encouraged because the Lord, this destruction got to happen so you could be delivered. You know, for you that believe on the Lord is not going to forsake you, man. Because in the same breath, the scripture said the Lord is not going to put out a flickering flame or something like that. You know, we desire to do the thing to please the Lord, so the Lord going to remember. Oh, the scripture say, in wrath, remember thy mercy. So when all hell breaking loose, the Lord going to remember you. Oh, the angels, that's preserve this. Matter of fact, give me Psalms 33 out and start at 15 real quick. Then we'll go back to that ark.
This is Psalm, the book of Psalms, chapter 33, in verse 15. It says, he fashioneth their hearts alike. He considereth all their works.
Yeah, that's not just talking about the wicked. The Lord considered the works of the righteous too. You know, right?
There is no king saved by the multitude of an host.
Right, meaning I don't give a damn what resources you have. When the Lord get ready to do his thing, man, you as good as prey. Unless you numbered amongst that precious number. Go ahead.
It says a mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
Right, give it down because you got guns, you know, or you might be a soldier. You're not going to be delivered because of your strength. Go ahead.
A horse is a vain thing for safety.
Yeah, going into your cars, you know, whatever power source you might have. That's a vain thing for safety. And you see what the scriptures really promote? This drama, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
Read.
Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him.
So the Lord is going to protect us. We fear him. Go ahead.
Upon them that hope in his mercy.
Yeah, that's what we do. We have been reduced to hope. We hope that the Lord don't kill us. All right? But count us worthy to bestow his mercy upon us. Go ahead, Doc.
It said to deliver their soul from death.
To deliver their soul from death.
And to keep them alive in famine.
Oh, see, and to what?
And to keep them alive in famine.
So you see, famine is nothing to play with. This is one of the judgments, the main judgment the Lord prepared for you people, man. Famine, man. This is going to be a reality check. This is going to be that proverbial fork in the road. This is going to rock everybody's face. When you can't eat, give a damn how much you appear you got it all figured out. Man, when you can't eat, all kind of thoughts go, you know. You're going to see then, you're going to be at the mercy of the Lord. We're going to see what a boss there, man. And that's how the Lord played this thing out, all right? So you got more? I think that was it, right?
Yeah,
all right, so let's go back over there.
This back in the article, it says, we are already facing a perfect storm due to wars like those in Syria and Yemen and more frequent natural disasters, among other factors, he said. It is critical we come together as one united global community.
Hey, get the hell out of here, man. These devils gonna push that one world order.
Yep.
So help me, you know, for the life of me. They're gonna continue to push that narrative. So we almost come together as one. That's that one world order. Go ahead.
You see, it is critical we come together as one united global community to defeat this disease and protect the most vulnerable nations and communities from its potentially devastating effects. It says the World Food Program, which works to fight hunger worldwide.
Right, you fighting against your house shot. The Lord sanctioned this famine, man. You fighting them though. Go ahead.
It says serves nearly 100 million people a day, including 30 million who depend on the organization to stay alive.
Yeah, you depend on them to stay alive. Not your how by smell shut. See how you see the word and see this society, man. You see this shadow, this veil that's been covered over the planet Earth. Yep. It's totally contrary to our Lord, man. Away with you people, man. Go ahead.
It says he said that every night 821 million people go to bed hungry.
Yeah. And they gonna really go to bed. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
This is continue on down in the article. It says 135 million people are acutely food insecure and facing crisis level of hunger or worse, according to a report published this week called the 2020 Global Report on Food Crisis. Now the coronavirus could push an additional 130 million people to the brink of starvation.
Right, so the Lord is using these devils. Look, they pushing the corona. See, they trying to get your mind ready. See, look, you got these Edomites that's protesting. I saw one protest where they had the sign said, "This is ridiculous," or some shit like that. You know, they puffing and scoffing at the elites like, man, get out of here. We see your bullshit. But what's going to ultimately happen? The beast's going to take away your food.
Yep.
You know? So they're like, look, okay, either you're going to come get this vaccine or you're not, right? Okay, so you don't want the vaccine, you don't want things to go back to normal. We're gonna apply the pressure a little more. We're gonna take away your food. Yep. But really, it's not them. It's all an effort to fulfill prophecy. It don't take long for a famine. Yep. It don't take but like what? You know, especially in America, you people used to eat every day, 3 times a day. It don't take but 48 hours for a famine to take hold. For no food for 48 hours, nowhere. Man, you people gonna lose it. All right. Go ahead.
It says. It says in a worst case scenario, we could be looking at a famine in about 36 countries. And in fact, in 10 of these countries, we already have more than 1 million people per country who are on the verge of starvation. He said, he said there's a real danger that more people could potentially die from the economic impact of COVID-19 from the virus itself. Let's see. I think it's going to the coronavirus now.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, that's pretty much it then. Let's go to Psalm 105. You got a precept?
Yeah, that's Psalm 105, 16.
Okay, yeah, come on. That's good. Yeah, bring it up.
It's the book of Psalms 105, verse 16.
Matter of fact, jump up to jump up a couple of verses. Jump up like the 14th verse. Read down.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms 119, verse 14. He suffered no man to do them wrong, yet he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread.
Yep, so he said he called for a famine of the land. He broke the whole staff of bread. You got the World Food Organization. That's the stability of the bread of you people. You know, these restaurants again, all right, grocery stores. The Lord is going to break that staff, that stability that you trusted in. All right? You got something over here?
Nah, I ain't got no.
All right, give me real quick. I just had a precept right here. Let me see if I can go back. Matter of fact, go to 2nd Ezra. Let's start at the 18th verse while I find this.
This is
I think around the 18th verse.
yeah, kind. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine.
See, the first of the list, man, the beginning of famine. And that's where we at. This is a narration. Man, this is play by play. You see that, man? We reading it right now and we reading the articles. You can't make this stuff up, man. All this information we reading, we can filter it right through the scriptures. What other text or source you can go to that accurately assess the current events, you know, with that particular doctrine? You can't go to the so-called Holy Quran or the Anum Elish, any of these different books out there, the Egyptian Book of the Dead or whatever, you know, different books you people into. You can't filter the current events, you know, with those books. Go ahead.
It said the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils.
Woo!
What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right, and that word evil translates to bad times. But you see that word famine is there, man. So famine is going to contribute to the drama that the Lord is about to bring. You know? And we really ain't got to explain what a famine and the effects of a famine, man. All right? That's torturous. It hurt, you know? Go ahead, continue out.
It said, behold, famine.
See, look at the word famine. You see the scriptures emphatically is emphasizing famine, man. Go ahead.
It said, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute.
Yep. And this is going to be a scourge. A scourge is like a whip. You know, this is how the Lord is going to chastise you. That's a part of that chastisement through the famine. Go ahead, up.
It says, but for all these things, they shall not. It's like I'm gonna read it again. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness.
But yeah, you're gonna still, when there's no food, you're gonna be calling on sweet Jesus. That's a form of you not turning from your wickedness. Go ahead.
Nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Right, not understanding that this scourge is coming from Yahweh Shema Shah. That's what it means to not be mindful of the scourges. You know, versus us. We catch hell, something happened in our life, we know instantly, oh shit, what did I do? That's Yahweh Shema Shah judgment. Go ahead.
It said, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth.
And that's where we at right now. You got your stimulus check, so everything seems, you know, the victuals is cheap. Go ahead.
It says that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall those evils grow upon earth.
Go ahead.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yep. Go ahead.
It said, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine.
Wait, what's the common thread? Now you see that famine is a very intricate part of this plan, you know, of Yahweh Shema Shah. You got something?
No, I was looking for it's like.
Read it again.
It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth.
Jeremiah?
Yeah. Who's the I bring a famine and the pestilence.
Get 18, the 18th chapter. See, Jeremiah 18, like 21.
18:21. Yeah, kind.
Read that.
This is the book of Jeremiah 18, verse 21. Therefore deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword.
Right, because really when you go into children too, that goes into here in the last days. Your children is in the last days. Your seed or your children is symbolic to being here in the last days. Your forefather would be in the beginning, you know. That's why when you read Isaiah 47 chapter, it said, "O daughter," all right, that's dealing with the last days. All right, your child come after you. Go ahead, read that again.
It says, "Therefore deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death." Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle.
Yep. All right, so they go back here.
Kind is back in 2 Esdras 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, escape the hunger. So here it is, you got a damn sandwich some kind of way, and the Lord will kill you. You know what I mean? Hey, go ahead.
God. And the dead shall be cast out as the dung, and there shall no man to comfort them.
Right, going to bury you. So when you read, I think the second Ezra is the 5th chapter, where it say, matter of fact, get that real quick. He's going to have a great number of people to die, and what's going to contribute to that, in part, is going to be the famine, man. Matter of fact, give me Matthew the 24th chapter. And yeah, go ahead and get that.
God, this second Ezra 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens,
Yeah, the prophecies, go ahead.
behold, the days shall come.
Right, which is dealing with prophecy. Go ahead.
That
And prophecies, if you really pay attention, is threats. Now you might tell somebody, man, by Friday. Them death threats, man. All right, and the Lord is going to carry him out. He send them, and he's going to carry him out. Go ahead.
it said, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
Yeah, in great number. You're going to have people dying in by the thousands, you know. And a lot going to contribute to that. You got these devils, they got technology, they got pocket nukes where they can blow up apartment buildings and communities and cities. And they can blame it on a gas leak or whatever. But this famine is going to contribute to that too. All right, you got something else?
Yes, this second Ezra 8 and 1.
Yep, beautiful.
And he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many,
Yep.
but the world to come for few.
Right, meaning those are going to be saved. It's going to be a scarce number. It's going to be a small number, a remnant of those who escape the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
It says, I will tell the assembly to Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold whereof earth and vessels are made.
Right, so the earth produced much mold, meaning there's a lot of dirt and clay out here. Go ahead.
But little dust that gold cometh of.
Right, but there's few dust of gold. When you walk out of your house, you set your eyes upon everything in front of you, you're going to see nothing but dirt. You don't see gold just laying around. So that's the scriptures giving you the contrast of those that's going to be found precious in the eyes of the Lord and worth being delivered versus those that's going to be destroyed. See? Go ahead.
It said, even so is the course of this present world.
Yep.
There be many created, but few shall be saved.
See that? And that should give you more incentive to fear your how about smile outside. All right, so give me Matthew real quick.
Matthew 24.
And start at like the 3rd verse, read down, I believe.
It's the book of Matthew 24 and verse 3. It says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
Right, so they wanted to know, what will mark the end of the world? What should we look for? And that shows you right there that through the Spirit that was written, they was compelled to ask that question because they would be back here in the latter days. Even though they didn't know that at the time, but it was meant for them to even present the Lord with that, Which when you go into Matthew the 24th chapter, it goes into 70 AD, it jump around, all right? But right now they're asking about the end of the world, see? What's going to actually mark when our Lord return, right? Go ahead.
It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
Yep.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See ye be not troubled, for all these things which come to pass.
Right, which that's been fulfilled. You've been hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Okay, go ahead.
But the end is not yet.
Yep, and the end is not yet. You see all this, remember the momentum of Putin? And he was beefing and they was showing off to Satan too.
Yep.
You just knew it. That's the middle. No, the end wasn't yet. Go ahead.
It says, for nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, and that's going to contribute to different nations. Which nations is racist. Which you're going to have. It's not going to just be which one big race war. It's going to be class wars. It's going to be Jakes going against Jakes too. But you're going to have nations clashing, and go ahead, and also what?
And kingdoms against kingdoms.
And kingdoms against kingdoms, meaning these countries, which that's going to be World War III, these conglomerates of nations that's going to come together, Armageddon. Go ahead.
It says, and there shall be famines and pestilence.
Hold up. Read that again. Why is the Lord talking about that? And why are we reading information that just came out today? Let's show you that this is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. And those amongst you that subscribe to these teachings, which is the teachings of Yahweh Shah, man, all right, which was handed down to our elders and teachers, the apostles, and the men that you see conveying His word, all right. If you have found these teachings, then you have found this gospel, the Bible, presented in its truest, purest form. Read that again.
It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yep, it's famines. See? So that was it that we wanted right there. All right, so that was it what you had?
Yeah, that was.
All right, so give me Romans 8, and I'll start at 34 real quick, and we'll get ready to close up. I mean, the moral of the story is what the Lord has prepared, in the form of these different plagues. We all know about the class wars, bumping heads, the sedition among men, insurrection of the people, the dollar crashing, pretty much the very landscape of America changing, you being taken out of your comfort zone, the luxuries you once enjoyed, and as these chief representatives of the UN said, in a couple of short months. But again, we don't need them to validate us. We're going into the scriptures. That's just the Lord co-signing us, all right?
That's right.
Going into other sources to pretty much cross-reference somewhere and to bring the scriptures more to light. All right, so go ahead and get this real.
This Romans.
And this is the reason why I wanted to get this one before we close. Right?
Yeah, this Romans 8 and 34. Who is he that condemneth? It is Hamashiach that died. Yeah, rather that it is risen again.
Right. So the Lord said, who is he that condemneth? Meaning whoever come up against us, man, the Lord died for us. So although we convey this news, or whatever we might bring in the form of the drama of the Lord, the judgment that the Lord is preparing. Look, if you're a part of the elect, there's nothing that's going to happen. You're going to be preserved, all right, until the moment where you're going to be caught up in those chariots. And if somehow you're a martyr for the Lord, a witness, and you die, then you're going to be the first risen. All right, go ahead.
It says, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us.
Yep.
Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach?
And so who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? All right, those amongst you out there who believe on the Lord. What should separate you? Go ahead.
Shall tribulation?
Shall tribulation, which that's going into Daniel the 12th chapter, Jeremiah the 30th chapter, the time of Jacob's trouble. The word tribulation translates to trouble. Shall tribulation separate you? Go ahead.
Or distress?
Or distress. You being stressed out for, the things that descending upon you. Go ahead.
Or persecution?
Or persecution, when these devils demonize you. You got military troops kicking in your door. Okay, go ahead.
Or famine.
Or what?
Or famine.
Or famine. See that? Go ahead.
Or nakedness. Or peril. Or sword.
Right, so what we want to highlight and spotlight is famine. So why is that written? Because that's a major part of the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah.
Right.
So, even though we know the famine is coming, the Lord just gave you a pep talk. Encourage you that, look, not even this great famine is going to separate you from His love. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadosh. Double honors to the head, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there that's sincerely pushing out this word, as well as you believers, the Akim and the Aqua, the brothers and sisters alike that subscribe to this truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA, a bar.